President Donald Trump vowed to fight against Democrats and members of his own party in the upcoming 2018 midterm elections. In a tweet on Thursday morning, the president departed from past platitudes about party unity and bipartisan outreach and instead retreated to his own corner, ready for battle. President Donald Trump vowed to fight against Democrats and members of his own party in the upcoming 2018 midterm elections. In a tweet on Thursday morning, the president departed from past platitudes about party unity and bipartisan outreach and instead retreated to his own corner, ready for battle. Asked if this tweet meant the president was advocating for primary challenges to members of his own party's House Freedom Caucus, spokeswoman Sarah Huckabee Sanders told NBC News the tweet speaks for itself. Trump's comment comes after his administration's defeat on a Republican attempt to overhaul health care last week. Despite repeated attempts to cajole House Freedom Caucus members to support the White House-backed cause to repeal and replace Obamacare, the bill never made it to a vote after it was clear it would fail on the floor. White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer told NBC News after the defeat that the takeaway from the experience was knowing who the White House could trust and work with, and who they couldn't. "Some people you can take at their word," he said at the time. Not only is it unusual for a president to take on his own party, but it runs counter to a new narrative from the White House that it's seeking bipartisan support on future legislative efforts. Trump shared a rare evening of bipartisanship with senators and their spouses Tuesday evening at the White House, with Spicer telling reporters the president looked forward to the opportunity to speak with some of the senators about the places where they can come together and make this country better. Spicer specifically mentioned outreach to Democrats on confirming Supreme Court nominee Neil Gorsuch. But Spicer also invited Democrats to join the administration as they plan tax reform and infrastructure overhauls. "We'd love to have as much support as possible," he said Tuesday briefing the press. House Speaker Paul Ryan told reporters Thursday he understands and shares the president's frustration on the health care defeat. "It's very understandable that the president is frustrated that we haven't gotten to where we need to go, because this is something we all said we would do," he said. "So he's just expressing his frustration. You all know he does that in various forms, including Twitter. And I understand his frustration." During the campaign season, Trump bucked establishment Republicans and embraced a roiling style of campaigning that conflicted with Republicans, like Ryan. That style matches more closely with House Freedom Caucus members who now find themselves at odds with a sitting Republican president. Less than 1 week ago, in the wake of defeat on health care, Trump called Freedom Caucus members friends of mine while expressing disappointment and surprise that the bill couldn't pass. Representative Justin Amash, Republican Michigan, tweeted on Thursday that the president had been overtaken by the very swamp he once campaigned on draining. Asked later by NBC News if Trump's tweet was a constructive negotiating tactic with the caucus, Amash fired back that it's constructive in 5th grade. It may allow a child to get his way, but that's not how our government works. Representative Ted Yoho, Republican Florida, told MSNBC the tweet was unfortunate and said, "We're not fighting the president, we're trying to honor what we ran on. 100% repeal of the Affordable Care Act. That's what we're going to stick to." Representative Dave Bratt of Virginia told NBC News it's conservatives like those in the Freedom Caucus that have been with Trump all along. "We all ran with the president," he said. "The never-Trumpers weren't with Trump. We're the clean the swamp guys, we're let's listen to the American people guys," so he knows that.